Welcome to the Shire of Ashburton Ordinary Council meeting being held at the Ashburton Hall, Ashburton Avenue, Paraburdoo. Please ensure your mobile phones are turned off or set to silent for the duration of the meeting. This meeting is being live streamed and audio recorded. Please remember it could be publicly accessible. Please note that the council chambers do not operate under parliamentary privilege. Elected members and staff may be held personally liable for any defamatory comments or breaches of confidentiality. Statements made during council meeting are solely the views of the individual speaker. Comments cannot be attributed to the Shire unless financial proximity or impartiality interests related to agenda items. This declaration should be made at the start of the meeting or at the latest prior to the item being discussed. Disclosures must comply with the Local Government Act 1995. Elected members who disclose a financial or proximity interest must refrain from participating in discussions related to that interest and must leave the meeting during that item. The confirmed minutes of a council meeting serve as the official record. Recordings of council meetings must not be copied, republished or reproduced without the express permission of the Shire. 1.1 Acknowledgement of Country. As representatives of the Shire of Ashburton, and pay our respects to them and all their elders, past and present. Excuse me. Item 2, announcement of visitors. We do not have any. Item 3, attendance. 3.1, present. We do have myself, Shire President Audra Smith, Councillor Alana Sullivan, Deputy Shire President, Councillor Rory DePledge, Councillor Kerry White, Councillor Tom Fox, Councillor Linton Rumble JP, Councillor Kieran Day, Councillor Bree Noon and Councillor Clay Rogers. Employees as per on the board. We do not have any guests. Members of the public, we do not have any. And members of the media, we do not have any. 3.2, apologies. 3.3, apologies, we do not have any. 3. April 2026 Ordinary Council meeting and the 19th of May 2026 Ordinary Council meeting. May I please have a mover and seconder? Councillor White and Councillor Rogers. Can I please have a show of hands in support of this? That is carried 9-0.
Just a question, Madam President. We've got a lady in the back. Back there. She's not in the on the members.
Okay,
she's Keith's
employee.
executive.
Yep. Can we please add Emma, the EA of Chief Executive Officer?
And what about our other bloke? Does he go on there as well or not?
Yeah, we'll add them in.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that, Councillor Rumble.
Sorry.
That's okay. Item 4, question time. 4.1, response to previous public question taken on notice. We do not have any action by members. 5.1, due consideration by elected members to agenda. Elected members, you will be requested to note that you have given due consideration to all matters contained in this agenda. Councillor DePledge.
Yes.
Councillor Fox.
Yes.
Councillor White.
Yes.
Councillor Rumble.
Yes.
Councillor Rogers.
Yes.
Councillor Noon.
Yes.
Councillor Day.
Yes.
And Deputy Shire President Sullivan.
Yes.
And me, myself, yes. 5.2, declaration of interests. We do have some declaration of interest. I will ask Mr. CEO Keith Woodward to read out the declaration.
Thank you, Madam President. We have a declaration in regards to item 11 from Councillor Day. It's an impartiality interest, and the description is a family member is a direct employee of Common Ground Trails and has been part of the detailed planning. In regards to item 15.2, we have a number of declarations of interest, and but however, due to lack of quorum, this item cannot be considered.
Lot 300, 12.1, I think it is, as a proximity, because I own two properties near lot 300. Okay.
Have you got that noted down?
I've already handed it in, yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. We will add it into.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, councillor White. Item 6, announcement by the presiding member and councillors without discussion. There are a couple of announcements. I have one. Just like to formally congratulate the Tom Price Emergency Services Cadet Corps on their outstanding achievement at the recent DFES Youth Awards Night. The Cadets Corps were finalists in all 5 award categories, an exceptional accomplishment that reflects great credit on the town of Tom Price and Paraburdoo, as well as the dedication of the cadets, instructors and supporting organisation. In addition, the Cadet Corps overall success, the Tom Price Bushfire Brigade was a finalist in the BGU support category. Instructor Miss Annette Wilson was recognised as a finalist for the Cadet Instructor Award, and the unit was also a finalist for Cadet Unit of the Year. I am especially pleased to acknowledge the following award winners. The Host School Award for Outstanding Support of a Cadet Unit, and also Cadet Leader Cale Guthrie, who was awarded the Cadet Achievement Award of this year. Furthermore, the Tom Price Cadet Unit, together with the Karatha Cadets, was recognised for their outstanding performance at the 2024-2025 MERC competitions. So on behalf of Council and the community, extend our sincere congratulations to everyone involved. We're extremely proud of these achievements and look forward with great anticipation to the future success of the Tom Price Emergency Service Cadet Corps. Councillor Sullivan.
Thank you. I would like to congratulate Tom Price's Tamara Miller on her incredible achievement at the Australian Gold Panning Championships. With dedication, precision, to come out on the winner's podium against a very competitive field. Tamara will now head to New Zealand to represent Australia at the World Championships. We wish you well.
Thank you, Councillor Sullivan, and congratulations to Tamara and the Tom Price Emergency Service Cadet Corps. Item 7, petition, deputations, presentation. 3 presentations, we do not have any. Item 8, application for leave of absence. No, we didn't. Yeah. Item 9, en bloc council resolution. 9.1, agenda items adopted en bloc. So council meeting held on 17th of February 2026. 10.1.2, minutes of the special council meeting held on the 23rd of February 2026. 10.2.1, minutes of the Tom Price Sporting Working Group meeting held on the 11th February. 11-/ETD.2, Onslow Chamber of Commerce and Industry request for support of the 2027 Onslow Economic Outlook Forum, and 11/ETD.3, Australian Mining City Alliance membership. Are there any questions in relation to this item? Councillor, may I please have a mover and a seconder? Councillor Sullivan and Councillor Noon. Are there anyone against? Not. Councillor, may I please have a show of hands if in support of this item? That is carried 9-0. Item 12. 12.1. Oh, sorry. Can we just have Councillor White leave the room at 1:11 p.m. 12.1. Mineral Resources Limited, Lot 300, approved transit workforce accommodation, proposed connection to sewer through Shire Reserve Lot 383 on DP 2 affirms its resolution of 10th of October 2023 in respect of the proposed sewer connection servicing Lot 300 Back Beach Road, Onslow through the Shire Managed Reserve 29117, Lot 383 on DP 205462. 2. Confirms that no requirements exist for the sewer infrastructure to be privately owned or removed at the expiry of any lease unless imposed by a future council decision or a relevant statutory authority. 3. Directs that negotiations and documentations be finalised strictly in accordance with Council's October 2023 resolution and applicable statutory approval. And 4. Authorises the Chief Executive Officer to execute all documentation necessary to give effect to the sewer connection, including a deed of agreement, easement, or access arrangement, subject to ministerial approval when required. Are there any questions in relation to this item? Councillors, can I please have a mover and a seconder to this item? Councillor Rumble and Councillor Fox. Any dissent? Councillor, if no dissent, may I please have a show of hands in support of this item? That is carried 8-0. Can we please get Councillor White back in? Thank you. Thanks, Councillor Pledge. So, Councillor White, that was carried 8-0. Item 13, Corporate Service Report 13.1. Monthly schedules of accounts paid, February 2026. That Council, in accordance with Regulation 13 and 13A of the Local Government Financial Management Regulations 1996, confirms the monthly schedule of accounts paid for February 2026, inclusive of purchasing cards, payments for February 2026, as included at Attachment 1. May I please have a mover and a seconder? Oh, sorry, if there are any questions, may I please have a mover and a seconder? Councillor Rogers and Councillor Sullivan. Is there any dissent? If there's no dissent, may I please have a show of hands in support of this item? That is carried 9-0. Officer's recommendation that Council, in accordance with the Statement of Financial Activity and associated documents.
What item we got there, 13.2?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I do, thanks.
Can you please turn on your mic? Thank you, Councillor Rumble.
On page 271, and as we were talking about assets this morning, and current liabilities and stuff, why would a lease liability go from $78,000 down to $39,000? How would that happen?
I would take that to Director of Corporate Service, Mr. Kennedy.
Through the chair, I'll take it on notice, but I can only assume that during the past month there's been a quarterly or half-yearly or annual payment arrangement, but I can get back to you on that, Councillor Noble.
Mainly just interested, it's quite a big number there, so.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's just a normal part of repayments, but I will get you
That was
detail.
under current liabilities.
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Any further questions?
No, that's all it's in.
I do have one question. Just can I just ask, in page 282, what does PSW stand for? It says renewal of PSW 93, 94 and 105. They're all the same amount of $53,179.
So
and can you tell me what PSW stands for?
Through the chair, they're plant numbers for
No, I don't know off the top of my head. I'd have to get back to you on that one.
yeah. but it is just plant numbers, like as part of the fleet program, so.
Yes, councillors. May I please have a mover and a seconder? Councillor Rumble is support of this item. That is carried 9-0. 13.3. With respect to the gross rental valuation, GRV rating of transit workforce accommodation, Council notes that Mill Resources, Fortescue and Paulson East Iron Ore were consulted with regards to the proposed basis of rating to apply to temporary workforce accommodation facility. 2. Approve the Chief Executive Officer making an application to the Minister for Local Government to apply the gross rental valuation basis of rating to the area contained with the technical. Approves the Chief Executive Officer making an application to the Minister for Local Government to apply the gross rental valuation basis of rating to the area contained within the technical land description for the Flying Fish Village, Fortescue. Attachment 2. 4. Approve the Chief Executive Officer making an application to the Minister for Local Government to apply the gross rental valuation basis of rating to the area contained within the technical land description of Chief Executive Officer to take all necessary steps to commence rating the above properties upon notification that the Minister for Local Government has approved the application to change the basis of rating. Any questions in relation to this item, councillors? There's no questions. May I please have a mover and a seconder? Councillor Rumble and Councillor De Pledge. Any dissent? There's no dissent. May I please have a show of hands in support of this item? That is carried. Draft Shire of Ashburton Public Health Plan 2026 to 2031 public consultation. Officers' recommendation that Council endorse the draft Shire of Ashburton Public Health Plan 2026 to 2031 for the purpose of public consultation. Approves the commencement of a 14-day public consultation period prior to the final plan being presented to Council for adoption. Are there any questions in relation to this item, Councillor? Any dissent? There's no dissent. May I please have a show of hands, Councillor, if you support this item? That is carried 9-0. September 2026 Ordinary Council and Community Grants Committee meetings, Pannawonica. Officers' recommendation that Council endorse a change to the date of the September 2026 Community Grants Committee and Ordinary Council meetings to 22nd of September 2026, with meetings commencing at 8:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. respectively at the Berrylang Centre, Deepdale Drive, Pannawonica. Are there any questions? Yes, Councillor Rumble.
Madam President, so where will we having that meeting on that month anyway now? Has it been decided where we're going to have that meeting?
It is in Pannawonica still.
Yeah, but so that was, yeah, I understand that. But now there's a vacancy in the September month. Where are we going to have that meeting?
No, this is still in September.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the 22nd of September.
Oh, I apologise.
We're just going for, we're extending a week later.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
I should have read it a bit closer.
Any further questions?
No.
May I please have a mover and a seconder? Councillor De Pledge and Councillor Rogers. Any dissent? There's no dissent. May I please have a show of hands in support of this item? That is, Councillor Rumble, do you support?
I do.
9-0. 13.6 Amendments. Code of Conduct for Council Members, Committee Members and Candidates. Behaviour Complaint Management. Officers' recommendation that Council accepts the review of the Code of Conduct for Council Members, committee members and candidates and endorse the amendment as detailed and provided in attachment 1. 2, reaffirms that the Chief Executive Officer is authorised to receive complaints and withdrawals of complaints pursuant to Regulation 11(3) of the Local Government Model Code of Conduct Regulation 2021. And 3, support in principle the appointment of an independent, suitably qualified and experienced person to assist council to deal with complaints on a case-by-case basis as required. I believe we do have a proposed alternative recommendation. Councillor Sullivan, would you like to read your proposed?
Yes, so just to tidy up the wording for
Yeah.
governance, the alternative recommendation is that council affirms its support for, oh no, this is the wrong one. Removes the words in principle from point 3.
No, that's mine. That's mine. You just read yours first.
Up to yours.
Yeah, this is your one.
We've got 2 here.
Oh, sorry, it's in the wrong spot.
Yes. All right. So I have put an amendment. So I would like to remove the word in principle for point 3. The reason for the change is in principle creates ambiguity and is unclear authority for the administration. So how it would read is support. Do you have the
Yeah, so
support the appointment of an external, suitably qualified and experienced person to assist council to deal with complaints on a case and report back to council as required. So after basis and report back to council as required. So I'll move it. Can I please have a seconder? Councillor Noon? Is there anyone?
Yeah, you got a question first? Okay. On this, I take it's got to go out for 3 months for approval, correct? This document, correct? No? Okay, I read that wrong.
can I borrow your microphone?
Yeah. I've got another question anyway.
Yep. So the Code of Conduct is actually now a piece of legislation. So that piece of legislation has already been amended. So we have to realign ours to match that legislation. We don't have any, there's no consultation required.
No, I understand this is the modern code of conduct, correct?
Yes, this is,
And I thought I read in there that it goes, so it's done at 3 months, whatever, is that correct? Or not? Am I reading this wrong?
Councillor, it's already in place. We're amending our policy to align with the latest legislation.
Okay. Okay, my question is on page 332 and subsection 18, and it's a, sorry?
Page, yeah.
Yeah, 332, item 18. It goes, what, I'm a bit not too sure whether I understand this entirely. When does a person stop being a councillor? Because if I rang somebody up and I wanted to meet with them and I say, oh, look, I'm Councillor Rumble, community leader in Paraburdoo, can I meet with you? Does that mean that, reading this here, could I be using that as an advantage or as a councillor or what?
I'll refer that to the CEO.
Yep.
Thank you, Madam President. Councillor, it is associated about a personal advantage, that if you approach someone and say that you're a councillor to get a personal advantage, you can't do that.
So what I'm trying to get is, what is the advantage? Well, like, example, what would it be?
Well, a service, a gain, some type of gain that's not appropriate for a councillor to get associated with their position.
Yeah. So, for me, and I'll just use an experience of myself, as a member of the community, as a Tidy Town chairperson, and if I wanted to engage with some company or somebody that might be a benefit for Tidy Towns, so am I not allowed to use myself as Councillor Rumble, or do I have to say I'm a chairperson of the Tidy Towns? What is the deal?
So councillor, if you're on a Tidy Towns committee or chairing a Tidy Towns committee and you're undertaking business associated with local government and Tidy Towns activities, and there is no gain to yourself personally, but a gain to the Tidy Town objective or project, you can engage on that space and discuss with other people items associated with the Tidy Towns.
Yeah.
As long as there's no personal gain to yourself.
Okay, so I could say I'm Councillor Rumble from Paraburdoo,
Yep.
chairperson of Tidy Towns.
Yep.
I'd like to meet with you to discuss some of our community projects.
Yes.
Yeah, all
Yep.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you, I
And
appreciate
then when
that.
it comes to council, you
No,
just
well, it's
declare
pretty-
an interest.
It's pretty tricky when you read it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about other councillors, but
Any other questions? I have nothing to say. I think, this is legislated and we have to abide with it. And Councillor Noon being seconded, do you have anything to add? Is there anyone dissent to this? May I please have a show of hands, councillors, if you support this? That is carried 9-0. Oh. All right, 13.7. Proposed local government electorate reforms consultation. Officer's recommendation that council reaffirms its support for compulsory voting and full spill, all in, all out election cycle every 4 years for local government election. 2, authorises the Chief Executive Officer to present this position to the Western Australian Local Government Association. And I believe we do have an amendment. Councillor Sutton, would you like to read your alternative?
Yes, so I've put forward an amendment that council, 1, affirms its support for voluntary voting in local government elections and half-spill elections every 2 years. And 2, authorise the Chief Executive Officer to present this position to the West Australian Local Government Association. The reason for the amendment, this amendment is proposed on the basis that the report identifies the costs associated as indeterminable with potential additional costs relating to enforcement and fines administration. It also supports putting the community in the best position to vote, and retaining half-spill elections every 2 years supports consistent governance.
So you'll need a seconder.
yeah.
Councillor Rumble. Is there anyone who has questions or would like dissent this? If there isn't, councillors, may I please have a show of hands if you support this? It's carried 9-0. Thirteen point 8. 2025-2026 Annual Budget Review. The officer's recommendation that council adopts the 2025-26 mid-year budget review as detailed in attachment 1. 2, adopts amendments to the 2025-26 adopted annual budget as detailed in attachment 2. Are there any questions in relation to this item, councillors? There's no. So can I please have a mover and a seconder? Councillors, may I please have your show of hands if you support this item? That is carried 9-0. Item 14, Infrastructure Services Report. 14.1, request to affix council seal to Nurawana Settlement Layout Plan. President, and Chief Executive Officer to jointly execute and affix the common seal of the Shire of Ashburton to Nurawana Layout Plan Number 1 as provided in Appendix 1 on page 41 of Attachment 1. Are there any questions in relation to this item?
My
Councillor,
question is, why has the Shire been I read it in the same way, they're going to have a lease agreement with us, is that correct?
I'll hand that
And-
over.
and,
Hand that over to our Director of Infrastructure Services, Mr.
Yep.
Harris.
Thank you, through you, Madam Chair. No, they don't have a lease with us. There is no relationship between us and the community other than the approving of under the state government is purely to approve the layout plan, which we did. We put this through last month. This was unfortunately a piece that was missed off that recommendation previously, which is just about applying the seal to the plan.
Okay.
Any further questions?
No, thank you.
So
Thank
can
you.
I please have a mover and a seconder? Councillor Noon and Councillor Sullivan. Any dissent? There's no, may I please have a show of hands in support of point 1, Draft Youth Strategy 2026-2027. Officer's recommendation that Council supports the Draft Youth Strategy 2026-2027 as detailed attachment 1 for the purpose of public consultation, and 2, authorises the release of the Draft Youth Strategy 2026-2027 for public consultation from 23rd of March 2026 to 6th of April 2026. Following which feedback will be reviewed and incorporated. You have a proposed amendment, but did you have questions to ask?
Not at this time. I think it's clearly states in my addition point.
Would you like to read your proposed amendment?
Sure. I would like to include an additional point to the recommendation that instructs the CEO's endorsement of the youth strategy. The reasoning behind this is to allow elected members to have an opportunity to review the community's feedback.
And you moved that. Can I please have a seconder? Councillor Noon. Is there any dissent? If there's no dissent, may I please have a show of hands if you support with this? Festival sponsorship. This item cannot be considered due to lack of quorum. 15.3. Proposed licence for a portion of lot 201 Onslow Airport to MinRes Air Facility Proprietary Limited, checked-in counter, boarding counter and equipment, dispatch office and common use area. Officer's recommendation that Council approves, subject to compliance with Section 3.58 of the Local Government Act 1995, entering into a licence agreement with MinRes Air Facility Proprietary Limited for shared use of terminal facilities including check-in counters, dispatch office and communications room space at lot 201 on attachment 1 for a period of 2 years, with 2 further option periods of 2 years, with the annual licence fee payable commencing 35,200 plus GST. 2. Authorises the Chief Executive Officer to advertise the detail of the proposed licence agreement of Lot 201 Macaulay Road, Onslow, with MinRes Air Facilities Proprietary Limited by way of public notice for a period of not less than 2 weeks. Authorise the Chief Executive Officer to consider and determine any submissions received in response to point 2 and negotiate and execute the licence agreement as provided at attachment 2 and any associated documents for a portion of lot 201 Macaulay Road, Onslow Airport, between the Shire of Ashburton and MinRes Air Facilities Proprietary Limited. And 4. Authorises the Chief Executive Officer to execute deed of renewal with MinRes Air Facility Proprietary Limited for the further terms available under the licence subject to MinRes Air Facilities Proprietary Limited complying with the licence requirements. Are there any questions in relation to this item, councillors? There's no dissent. May I please have a show of hands, councillors, who support this item? That is carried 9-0. Item 6, councillor agenda items noted 16, sorry. Councillor agenda items notice of motion. We do not have any. Item 17, new business of an adjourned nature. Item 19, next meeting. The next ordinary council meeting will be held at 1 p.m. on Tuesday, 21st of April 2026 at Clem Thompson Sports Pavilion, Stadium Road, Tom Price. Item 20, there being no further business, I close this meeting at 1